June is Eat Local Month. We are encouraging people all throughout Boone County to eat as much local food that's produced within a 50-mile radius, as possible. We want them to get to know their farmers, their producers, people who work with animals and produce beef and pork and chicken.
There are a number of opportunities where you can buy direct from the producers. There are 3 farmers markets in town. There's also what's called community-supported agriculture programs that are run by at least 3 or 4 producers.
These look yummy.
You sign up early, you pay a fee, and then you get a weekly box of produce based on your own tastes. Plus, we have a number of local restaurants committed to buying local product, whether it's fruit, vegetables, meat, cheeses. Those usually are indicated on a menu if you look real close or just ask, and you can find out where they get their food from. And finally, there are more and more commercial grocers who are interested in buying from local producers, in part because they know the food's just better tasting and healthier.
And you're also helping reduce the carbon footprint. They say that the average distance that food travels to the table is 1,500 miles. A lot of our fruits and vegetables come from the West Coast. And of course, we don't have long growing seasons, but we do have decent growing seasons to where people can shop farmers markets or grow their own produce or be part of a CSA, a community supported agriculture program.
It's important to know your producer for a number of reasons. One is you can talk to him or her about the kinds of produce that they produce. Certain varieties have different tastes than others. You can ask them about the production practices they use. Some of them are federally approved organic producers. Some of them don't bother with federal regulation, but they don't use any pesticides because they don't believe that's good for people. There are others that use other methods that you might be interested in knowing about, especially if you might have an allergy, for example, to some sort of chemical that they might put on a crop. Having your own garden plot is pretty simple. You've got a lawn or a yard that you could plant in. And even if you live in an apartment, if you have an outdoor balcony or something, you can grow lots of vegetables in pots. There are also opportunities, such as here at the Columbia Center for Urban Agriculture's garden, to work in a garden and produce some of what you grow. There's also the Kilgore's Pharmacy Market over on Providence that is kind of a neighborhood project. And then at the health department, there's another garden that caters to individuals that want to grow their own produce. So you can do it in your own yard or on your own property. You can do it on a balcony in a pot, or you can take advantage of one of the community gardens and participate there with some of your neighbors and grow your own food.
People can get community garden plots fairly easily, especially if they put their name on a list in the early spring, February and March. Oftentimes, there's no cost involved in a community garden plot. You get lots of expertise from other gardeners. Water in most of them is fairly readily available. And we have a wonderful community garden coalition that oftentimes gives out seeds and transplants, so your cost is very little related to planting your produce. Find out more by going online at eatlocalcolumbia.org. There's a calendar that lists all the different things that are going on in June, as well as information about a local board challenge that you can find more information out about.